And then my most worn lip combo. One of the best things I bought this year didn't come out this year, and I waited till this year to buy it. This is one of the most beautiful highlighters I've ever seen. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it. Today we're gonna talk about the best makeup of 2023 so far. Hello and welcome. If you are new here, my name is Rachel, and if you're not new here, thank you so much for coming back. I'm gonna give you like the best of the best, the things that I've been reaching for constantly this year, and these are all things that I've tried for the first time this year. Some of the things didn't come out this year, but I've just tried them for the first time this year, and I'm really excited to share my favorite products, things that have just become a part of my routine. So let's get to it. I'm gonna link all of the products down in the description box, and if you enjoyed this video while you're watching it, please give it a thumbs up. That helps me out a lot when you do that. And by the way, I want to hear your favorite products that you've tried so far this year. Please leave them in the comments because I want to know some great products. If I haven't tried them, maybe I'll try them. So originally I made a list and the list was really long and I kind of had to pull it back a little bit. I saw Patty Alonso did a video very recently where she did her top 10 products of the year. And so I was like, okay, top 10, that sounds good. And I went through and I couldn't pick 10. I couldn't. So I picked 16. I still think that's a reasonable amount. And these are things you've probably heard me talk about a lot, so I don't need to go on and on about them. And there are things in here that maybe you would presume would be, but there are things that I'm still testing out. Like anything that I've bought in the past month or so may or may not be in this list. So keep that in mind. These are things that I've really got my final thoughts on. One thing I'm leaving behind the first half of the year is me saying I'm not a primer gal, because I need to eat my words with that one. I have been using primers a lot. And the primer that I've really enjoyed the most that I discovered this year is the Pacifica Vegan Collagen Skin Solve Primer. This primer is absolutely beautiful. I did receive this in PR from Pacifica. It claims that it's a blur primer. I don't know about the blurring, but it does also say hydrate. It is definitely a hydrating formula. I have very oily, acne-prone skin. I really only use this in the top half of my face because I break out down here, so I don't want too much hydration down here, but I put this under my eyes, on my forehead, around my temple area, around my upper cheek area, and this provides a beautiful hydrated base for my products to go on top of. It has no scent. It comes in a really nice glass bottle. And this has been the perfect product for me when I've done my skincare in the morning and maybe I'm not putting my makeup on for a couple of hours. This is something that just rehydrates my skin. It's an amazing primer. I'm almost out of it and I will be repurchasing it. It's very, very good. If you're looking for a hydrating primer, I fully suggest this one. This year, I've discovered quite a few wonderful concealers, but I've narrowed it down to the top. For many years, I only exclusively wore Tarte Shape Tape because I have very dark under eyes. I really needed a full coverage concealer, and I have very crinkly under eyes, so many concealers crease on me. And I've found a few that are really, really good. So first of all, this isn't really a concealer, it's an under eye corrector. So this is the e.l.f. Camo Color Corrector in the shade Peach. This is a great color corrector. I, for many years, used the Becca under eye brightening corrector. And of course, when they said they were going out of business, I panicked. I bought a few of them. And then of course, Smashbox said that they were taking them over. So love that for me. But when e.l.f. came out with this earlier this year, I decided to give it a shot. It was very affordable. And I like this more than the Becca, I will say. I like the consistency more, again, because I have extremely crinkly under eyes. The Becca one is very emollient, and I felt like it was just a little too heavy and creamy for under my eyes. This is definitely more of a satin finish, and it is a liquid, so it is easier to control how much of a layer you want to put down. I will say one thing to be aware of with this is quite deep compared to the light medium that Becca has. So if you are a fair skin tone, I don't know how much you're gonna love this unless you wear like a full coverage concealer over it. But I, like I said, have very, very dark pigmentation under my eyes. I always have. And I find that this is a great, affordable, satin, lightweight layer to go under my concealer. fully enjoying this one. I will repurchase this one many times over the Smashbox and Becca one. And then I have 2 concealers that I want to talk about. And these 2 concealers are just like, they blew my socks off, honestly. And I hate to over promote them because both of these concealers have horrible shade ranges, which makes me extremely angry because I love these concealers and I want everybody to be able to use them and experience them, and they've yet to release more shades. So it is pretty upsetting to me. So I won't kind of go too deep into it, but I do want to mention them because I have to be truthful. These are the concealers that I'm using every single day. So the first one is the Essence Keep Me Covered concealer. I do have 2 shades that I have to mix together. I have light medium and shell. This is a really good, little bit more creamy concealer. It is a little bit more of a glam, full coverage type of look without being cakey, without being overly drying, but it stays put. That's kind of where I'm at with that. It gives me like all the good things about Tarte Shape Tape without like the bad things about it. But with that being said, the concealer I wore on my wedding day, the concealer I'm wearing today, it is my favorite concealer now, is the JOA Perfect Complexion Eye Serum Concealer. I have the shade FC045, which is like my normal shade. I did actually go today to CVS to pick up the next shade darker, so I'm mixing them together right now, just because this alone is a little bright for my liking, but I mixed them together today. This concealer is my perfect concealer. There's literally nothing, well, there is something I don't like about it, but it is extremely thin. It is kind of like that Maybelline Age Rewind type of sort of thing where you have the poof ball and it is more of a liquid. It's very thin, but this has better coverage and better longevity. This doesn't move. It is so long wearing and it looks so good under the eyes. It gives an airbrushed effect. Not heavy, not cakey. I love this. The only thing I don't like is the applicator because it just gets so nasty, right? Like these poof ball things, they do. But shade range is terrible. JOA, please come out with more shades because the concealer is phenomenal. I've got 3 bronzers to talk about. Let's start with the one that I'm wearing on my face today. This is the Give Beauty Pick It Up Cream Contour and Powder Bronzer Duo. I love the packaging. It's very 90s. It's very Gwen Stefani with the bandana print, the paper bag with this like tattoo font. And then on the inside, you have 2 products. You have a cream and a powder. And they're calling this a contour slash bronzer. Like the cream is supposed to be a contour. I don't really feel, I mean, when I hear contour, I think cool toned. And I don't feel like this is overly cool toned. I think it's a beautiful neutral. And then this is a little bit warmer and a little more pigmented. The cream blends like a dream. It is really incredibly easy to use. And the powder is really nice, has more of a satin finish to it. I really, really love the tone of these, the ease of use, and I love that you get 2 products in one. The only downside I would say is the pans are quite small, and I wish there was like a little plastic cover over the cream like the Patrick Ta products have. But other than that, this is a great bronzer, and I've been reaching for it a ton. And then 2 powder bronzers I wanted to mention actually are pretty similar in my opinion. The Sigma bronzer and the ColourPop bronzer. There is a couple of differences, but I think generally, like in terms of tone, I have the Sigma one in medium. It is their matte bronzer. I love their packaging. I just recently placed an order on Sigma about a month and a half ago, and I picked up a whole bunch of products. They were having a big sale, and this was one of the products. And this is probably my favorite thing, or one of my favorite things I picked up from the brand. It is just the most beautiful neutral tone. It's a matte bronzer, which I love. It doesn't emphasize texture. It's easy to blend. I would say if you are in between shades, like I could go light. Most of the time I go with a light bronzer, but the light one looked very light. So I would say if you're kind of unsure, to go just deeper than you think you need to, because if I use a light hand, it is really, really beautiful. And I've just really been enjoying it. Blendable, easy to use, good tone, and I love the packaging with the magnetic closure. Satisfying. Really recommend this one. And then the ColourPop bronzer, but this one in particular, the matte bronzer in Coconut Beach. This is just like the Sigma. It is just the perfect tone. Like for me, I think neutral, sun-kissed, without looking orange, really easy to use. This one is much more buildable though, so not as pigmented. So if you prefer that formula, this is probably a better choice for you. And it is a matte bronzer. Like there's no sort of shimmer, no sort of shine, which again, I like that most of the time. I prefer that. Love this bronzer. I did receive this one in PR, by the way, and I did own 2 other shades of this, one that was lighter and one that was deeper. And so I asked if I could be sent this one, and I'm so glad because this one is the best one that I have of the 3. By the way, I'm just gonna do a little intermission to let you know, I'm not including eyeshadow palettes in this video, and I'm gonna say this now to hold myself accountable, although I'm dreading it. I am gonna rank all the palettes that I've tried so far this year. Oh gosh, I'm a little nervous. So that should be coming soon. Get excited. If you wanna see it, subscribe. I've tried a lot of eyeshadow palettes this year, and if you're new here, I love eyeshadow. It's my favorite part of doing my makeup, so that should be coming soon. But anyway, back to the other stuff. Blush. I originally had a very long list of blushes that I really enjoyed this year, and there are a lot, but there are 3 that like really stand out for me personally. So the first one is a cream blush, and this is the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin, whatever this is, Yummy Skin Balm. It's right there. I have mine in the shade Bellini. It is the most beautiful, very unique cream blush formula. Really easy to use, very pigmented though. So just be aware of that. I like a pigmented blush, personally. I like a pigmented blush. I don't know if you can tell, I have quite a lot of blush on today. I'm not wearing this today, but it just gives the most perfect, like healthy look to the skin. It's not overly dewy. It's not greasy. It's not shimmery. There's no glitter particles, but it gives a healthy look to the face. I love this color, this like coral. Oh, so beautiful for spring and summer. Super blendable, super creamy. It stays put all freaking day on my oily, greasy, nasty skin. It's there at the end of the day. I'm tempted to get more shades, but I have so many blushes. But love this one. And then I have 2 blush palettes to talk about. Let's talk about the one I'm wearing on my cheeks today. And this is the Blend Bunny Bare Cheeks Face Palette. So when I first saw that they were launching these, I was really tempted to pick up both of these palettes, and I actually did end up picking up the other one very recently, but I can't really speak for it because I haven't used it yet. And so I chose this one thinking it would be a little more wearable, quote wearable. And when I got it in person, looking at it, I was kind of like, I'm not so sure. Like, these 2 look nice. This pink looks nice. And I was thinking, that looks pretty deep. There are 2 like cool toned purples. Am I really gonna wear those? And these are like more browns. But I've had so much fun dipping in, kind of concocting and creating my own blush tones. They mix together so well. I don't know what it is. I don't feel intimidated by this at all like I thought I was going to when I first opened it up. I wore this on my wedding day as well. I mixed these 2 blushes today and on my wedding day, and it gives a peachy pink kind of look to the cheeks. These are, I would say, pretty pigmented. I don't feel like they're overly pigmented. If I go in with a fluffy brush, it's really easy to build up. If I go in with a dense brush with the lighter shades, I think it's perfect. With these deeper shades, I do have to be a little careful because they are deeper, but I think that's great for people that are tan to deep. I feel like these are probably gonna show up on you. Really, really love these. And they are true matte blushes, no shimmer at all whatsoever. Really been enjoying this. I've been reaching for it a lot. And then the other one is newer to me, but I can already speak for it being one of the best things I've tried this year because I've been reaching for it a lot. And that is the Lunar Beauty and Lauralee Los Angeles Full Fantasy Blush Palette. Oh, this is the eyeshadow palette. Hold on, please.
A few moments later.
The packaging is the same, just about. That's why I grabbed it. Anyway, here it is. First of all, the packaging is absolutely beautiful. And listen, I am somebody who cares about packaging. Like, I do makeup to have a good experience. Like, I enjoy the process. So when something is pretty and like just nice, like I appreciate it. I really do. So I love the packaging. And then on the inside, it's kind of similar tones to the Blend Bunny, where you have like a cool tone pink, a deeper berry, more of like a brownish, and then the peachy color. So obviously way more condensed, way less colors, but love. These blushes are so easy to use, blendable, all of that. Pretty similar, I would say, to this, but actually I think these blushes are, this is gonna sound weird, but I feel like they're a little creamier. Like they have a little bit more to them, where these are a little thinner, if that makes sense. So love, 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 love. These two highlighters I actually also really enjoy, and I think the best way that I prefer to use these is actually using my finger. These feel like metallic eyeshadows. They are very creamy, they're almost like a super shock. Like they almost feel like squishy. Applying them with my finger, I feel like is the best way for me to get the most impact, the most control. The first time I used this, I went in with a really fluffy highlighter brush and I didn't get much, like it was very subtle. So I think it's great that you are able to customize. If you want just a little bit of something, use a fluffy brush. If you want a lot of impact, use a dense brush or your finger. But these are really unique highlighter formulas. Like they feel like metallic eyeshadows to me. So you may or may not like that. I like it a lot. Speaking of highlighters, this is a good segue into the highlighter section. I've got two highlighters to talk about. Both are from Unearthly Cosmetics. The first one is the Unearthly and Heather Austin highlighter duo, the Resurgence duo. Love the packaging. I love the whole collection. This highlighter over here, this one, Rebirth, I've been using constantly. It is what I'm wearing on my face today. I don't know if you can see it because my light is kind of high, but it is a white with like a pink reflect. It is interesting and colorful and sparkly while somehow still being subtle. I don't know how, and I don't know if that makes sense, but it doesn't look like you have a stripe of a color on your face where it's like, oh my goodness, like jarring. It still somehow looks, I don't want to say natural, but it just doesn't look over the top. It is so pretty. I love that it has a pink reflect because it blends in with whatever blush I'm wearing. This is also really pretty. I've not really reached into this particular shade as much as this one, but they're both great. They are definitely more of like a, I don't want to say glitter because they're not glitter, but they have a sort of sparkle to them. Really, really eye-catching with the light, really pretty. And then the other one, this highlight is jaw-dropping. The Unearthly Cosmetics Low Light Highlighter, I have mine in the shade Spellbinding. This will never be captured on camera by me very well because I'm not good at capturing multi-chromes. This is one of the most beautiful highlighters I've ever seen. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it. It is like a white gold to a pink, not sparkly at all. No glitter particles. It is just smooth, shiny, but when you turn your head, it's like blinding pink in the most beautiful way. It meshes into my blush when I put it, like drape it over my blush so beautifully. It is stunning. It is absolutely stunning. That's all I have to say. I'm not gonna talk about eyeshadows, but I am gonna talk about a couple of eye products. So one thing that is top of my list that I've discovered this year, and I'm a little scared that they are discontinuing it because it's on sale right now, is the Unearthly Cosmetics liquid liner. This liquid liner, I love. My favorite liquid liner of all time is the KVD Tattoo Liner in Trooper Black. Easiest to use, matte, glides easily, all of that. This, I feel like, I don't really like to use the word dupe often, and I don't use it lightly. This is a dupe. I don't feel like there's any sort of difference. There's a brush tip applicator. The packaging looks pretty darn similar. This is slightly lighter, like there's not as much weight to it. The ease of use is the same. The end result is the same. It is incredibly easy to create a wing. I don't feel like I have to shake it to get the ink to go up. It's beautiful. It is beautiful. And it's $8. And like I said, I'm pretty sure it's on sale right now. I should go buy one before I post this video so people don't sell it out. If you are new to liquid liner, I highly suggest this one. By the way, I do have a code with Unearthly. It's Rachel. If you want to save 10% off, I don't know that you would be able to save 10% off on this because it's already on sale, but anything else from Unearthly, apart from collabs and sale items, you can use Rachel to save 10% off, and it is affiliated, so thank you so much if you do decide to use my code. I will continue to repurchase this over the KVD one as long as I can. It's phenomenal. Another eye product that I'm so happy to have that was a new brand launch this year are the Singe Beauty Brushes by Angelica Nyqvist. I bought 2 sets. That's how much I love them. I have had such a great experience with these. I love the shapes. I always love a big fluffy blending brush, but this one is tapered, so it's not like gonna take over your entire crease. It is a little bit more of a pinpointed crease. You have 2 smaller blending brushes that are just really good for detail blending. You have a more like packed flat shader brush that you can use again for detailed blending or the lower lash line. And then my favorite one, the big fluffy one is my favorite, the EO3. And then this like more pointed pack brush, which is the EO1, is beautiful for the inner corner or for a lid shade. Perfect. The quality of these are really nice. They're ultra soft. And I don't know what it is about these. I don't know if it's the bristles or something, but I feel like it's really easy to get away with not washing these as often. I hope I'm not digging myself a hole here, but I don't know what it is. Like when I use this and I just wipe it off, I feel like they clean really easily. I don't know if that makes any sense at all whatsoever, but really, really, really love these brushes. Really, really happy to have these. Angelica, you killed it with this. And our last category are the lip products. Again, lip products was a very, very long list. It was a very long list, and I narrowed it down to two things. Can you believe it? Neither can I. And I tried a lot of good lip products this year, but these are the standouts. Like these are the things that really just got me. So the first one is the Unearthly Cosmetics and Heather Austin lip gloss in the shade Omen, and it is just, again, packaging stunning with all the beetles. And Unearthly gloss formula is really, really nice. It is very balmy, not sticky at all whatsoever. It feels really nice on the lips. I love this pointed doe foot applicator because you can really get on the edge of your lips. And I love the smell. It's just like a very, 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 very light, sweet scent. And I love the shade. It is like a sparkly white, but I don't feel like it looks overly sparkly. It doesn't look chunky. It just makes your lips look really, really juicy and pouty, and it goes over any lip product that you could want. It doesn't have a strong base color to it, but it still adds a little extra something that a clear gloss doesn't. So love this one. I've been reaching for it a lot. And then my most worn lip combo. One of the best things I bought this year, didn't come out this year, and I waited till this year to buy it, is the Natasha Denona My Dream lip kit. It's not a kit, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying. Her My Dream lip liner, lipstick, and lip gloss. I love these products. It is what I'm wearing on my lips today. These, first of all, the tone of it goes with any look. Any look. When especially if I have a cool tone look and I don't know what lip to wear, and I don't want to wear a pink lip, I don't want it to look too like unflattering because I don't love pink. This is a perfect neutral light pink. It is stunning. The lip liner is great. It glides on really easily. It reminds me of like Charlotte Tilbury lip liner. The lipstick is really beautiful. It's just a stunning color. And the formula of this is a cream lipstick, so you could just wear this and it does have a little shine to it. You don't need the gloss on top of it unless you want it really glossy, but I do love that it's not like a dry, matte, like, ugh, no. It's very comfortable. One swipe, full pigment. I love the packaging, magnetic closure, and it's like a soft matte touch. And then this gloss is beautiful. It is like a milky, mauvey pink neutral, very comfortable, very glossy, very glidey, not sticky. This lip combo is everything. All right, and that is it for my favorite products I've tried so far this year, the best of the best. And now I want to hear from you. What are your favorite products that you've tried this year? Have you tried any of the things that I talked about today? And what are your thoughts on them? Do you think they're the best as well? Do you think they're the worst? I would love to know your thoughts down below in the comments. And if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. That helps me out a lot when you do that. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you would consider subscribing before you leave. I do upload videos weekly, and I would love to see you back on my channel again. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.